Oh, hey everybody. It's your good buddy Jody Sharp from Superflies for Super Guys. Today we're going to tie the Pink Tickle. Uh, Not much to it. A little pink marabou tail, a light pink marabou tail, hot pink fluorescent dubbin, some white crystal flash, and some bead chain eyes. And it's tied on a size 10 egg hook. Not much to it. Uh, I would never leave home without this fly. If you are a pan fisherman, you gotta have this fly. I have never tried it on trout. Uh, I've I never tried it on anything but panfish. So rock bass, sunfish, bluegills, crappies, perch. So, if you fish for those types of fish, this is the fly for you. So attach your line, your thread, your clear nylon thread to your hook. Put a nice bead of line or thread down. Then you're going to, pretty close to the eye of the hook, you're going to put on these bead chain eyes and just do some crazy eights. Right? Just attach that on there nice and solid. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our marabou feather and you're going to take a substantial amount of marabou, like so. All right. You're going to pinch it in your fingers. I like to trim off the rib part of the feather. Next, we're going to tie that in right under the eyes, the bead head eyes. And we're going to go right back to the bend of the hook. All right. I like mine to be a little bushy because once you put it in the water, it is going to shrink. And I do like it to be substantially more bushy than that. Got the dropsies. So I'm going to take a little more feather, break that off, put that aside for another project. And you just want to select a nice fluffy part of the feather, fold it in, fold it up. Okay, so you're going to have that. That'll be nice and bushy. And again, just add that right on top, but start right below the eyes. And wrap your thread all the way to the back. Alright, do a couple of good wraps in there. There you go. Nice bushy tail. Okay, next thing we're going to do, we're going to select a single strand of crystal flash. We are going to fold it in half and cut it. Then we're going to take those two pieces, touch them end to end, fold it in half, and cut it. And that is all you want, is 4 strands of crystal flash. You're going to tie it in under the eyes, wrap it down, wrap it back up, trim it to the length of your tail of your marabou, put the rest off to the side. You'll use that on your next fly. And you're going to take your pink dubbin, you're going to twist it on your line, and then you're going to carefully go in between the two eyes. Do not cover up your eye of your hook. Do a wrap around, and then now, once you got those eyes covered up, you're just going to keep applying to your noodle. So you're just going to make a dubbin noodle, right? That's what this is called, a dubbin noodle. So you're just going to twist it on, keep adding material, and now you're going to work your way back up to the top, filling in any of those gaps that you may have missed. Alright, till it's nice and even all the way around. Then you can put your little excess to the side. Now, you can whip finish at this point, or you can do the half-inch finger joint. I like to use my fingers. I feel it saves time. If you're a whip finish guy, you can whip finish. I snap my thread. I'm going to trim that off. I'm going to reapply, and I'll tell you why. And I've been tying a lot of heavy-handed flies this afternoon, so that's why my thread snapped. But I'm going to just reapply here. And I'll tell you, the reason you want thread on here is so that no little tag ends unravel when you go through it with a dubbin brush. So at this point, we're going to take our dubbin brush, which is just some Velcro on a stir stick, and I put it in a straw and made a little handle for it. But all you need is a little piece of Velcro on a popsicle stick to make a dubbin brush. If you have a different kind of dubbin brush, that's okay. But I really like the Velcro. It really works good. So you're going to make it look nice and buggy. Alright, brush it all back with your fingers. Give it a couple of brushes with that. And that's pretty much it. So, again, at this point you can whip finish, or you can just do a few half hitches with the fingers. More than enough. And this this fly is going to last you a couple of trips. Every time I use this fly for an afternoon, or a couple of afternoons, because this fly holds out really well. This fly will take a pretty decent beating. All you got to do is you'll catch 300 or 400 fish in an afternoon on this fly. I've never been able to beat 300 fish in an afternoon. I usually start around 1:30 and I fish to about 5:30, and pretty much every cast I cast it out, let it flutter down. As it's fluttering down, they pretty much come and take it. And these little light bead eyes, I use the smaller bead eyes. This little pink tickle, as I've called it, it just flutters down, and those fish just devour it. So you could call it a micro bugger. Micro bugger is pretty much the same thing, only instead of the bead eyes, I use an actual bead. Again, just a lightweight craft bead. But you can do pretty much any kind of color combination. There's like a little more gray combination with a silver back. Another fantastic color is the hot orange. Panfish love, like bluegills, sunfish, rock bass, perch, they love hot pink, oranges, reds, if you can get reds in there. Here's one with black bead chain eyes, yellow body, and a red tail. I have another video. This pattern I called the yellow-headed grub bugger, but it's instead of the dubbin, I'll use a yellow balloon, so it'll be more rubber. But I find that actually the dubbin works nicer. So this is just a little bit nicer of a pattern, and then I just paint the bead eyes black with black nail polish. Unless you have black beads, then you can just use a black chain bead for that. A little bit of red in the tail, so there's that. You can do them in green, so I do them with a light green tail and a dark green body. Or of course a solid yellow, so like a yellow tail. I like a school bus yellow tail and a fluorescent yellow head. So that's a couple of ones that, a couple of color patterns that'll do well for you. Any of those small flies will do the trick. You know, they're easy to take, small case full of them. As you can see, it took me very little time to tie this, and it's just that little bit of sparkle in there, and the glint of the silver on the eyes, and the, like, I don't know what it is, but these tickle flies catch a lot of fish. Like I said, my two top colors are the orange and this pink, and the yellow with the red tails. Those are my top colors. I don't leave home without them. If you're having a bad day on the water in the summer, you know, the big bass aren't hitting or whatever, throw one of these on and see what happens. You'll for sure catch panfish, for sure. If they're not eating these, there's some problem in the water. There's a bigger problem, because almost on the hottest day, like last year, the hottest day, like we had a bad, the hottest days of the year, 4 or 5 days in a row, and nobody else was catching anything. I was catching with these, and I still came home with 300. Not came home, I'm a catch and release guy, but I still, at the end of the day, had 300 fish, and some of them were bass. You know, I've caught smallmouth on this, I've caught largemouth on this, I've caught crappies, all the panfish. The only thing I have not fished for is trout. I have caught chub. Chubs love to eat these. So all those fish from bass down love to eat these little guys. So this is the Pink Tickle. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and yeah, fish on, guys.